In this chapter, we're discussing about FDI. FDI stands for Foreign Direct Investment. So, foreign direct investment is investment in a business by an investor from another country. So, say an American investor decides to invest in India, that will be FDI. FDI is very important for emerging economies like India because it brings funds and also foreign expertise. In interviews, they might ask you what are the advantages of FDI. So, what are the advantages? One advantage for a company, for a foreign company which does FDI, it's like it diversifies the risk. So, say a US company is investing in various countries abroad, different countries. So, because it is expanding its business outside of a specific country, it's spreading the risk over many countries. Foreign investment will, for us, for our country, will improve balance of payments position and will strengthen the rupee. And compared to FFI funds, that is FII funds, that is foreign institutional investors funds, FDI is more stable because FII funds can come and leave very fast. So economy will be vulnerable to shocks, whereas FDI investment is long-term investment. And also Indian companies receiving FDI can adopt the best practices that is employed abroad using latest technology and operational practices. So how can Indian companies receive FDI? There are two ways. One is automatic route and another is government route. So in automatic route, foreign investment is allowed under automatic route without prior approval of government or RBI in some activities and sectors. These are specified in an FMR notification. Then there is another route that is the approval route, where the activities which are not covered under automatic route, they require prior approval of the government. Okay, there is a FIPB, that is Foreign Investment Promotion Board. So through that, approval will be granted. So foreign investment is prohibited in certain sectors like lottery business, gambling, chit funds, Nidhi company, trading in transfer development rights, real estate business, manufacturing of cigars, and activities not open to private sector investment like atomic energy, railways, defense, retail, coal, and lignite. So the sectors which are attracting higher FDI inflows in India are telecommunications, financial services, infrastructure, insurance, tourism. One sector where you have to be prepared for interview a lot is retail. Right now, FDI is not allowed in retail. There's a lot of debate over whether FDI should be allowed. There is a fear that if it's allowed, it will threaten the existence of small kirana shops and other small retail players. So let us learn some points about FDI and retail. So retail industry comprises both organized sector and unorganized sector. Unorganized sector is like big supermarkets like Spencer's, the retail chains. Okay. Unorganized sector are like small local kirana shops. So due to massive expansion of these hypermarkets, who are today selling almost all the products, it is affecting sales of unorganized retail sector. So right now, FDI up to 49% is permitted under automatic route, beyond which government approval is necessary. Foreign investment is allowed subject to certain conditions, one of which is products have to be of a single brand. That is, they will be sold under the same brand globally. So in respect of proposals involving FDI, above 51% is mandatory that they have to source 30% of the value of goods purchased, preferably from MSMEs. So this local sourcing clause is one problem. Like for example, Apple wants to invest in India, but Apple says the components which is required are not available or the standard is not good in India. So if this restriction is placed, like 30% of the components are to be sourced from Indian suppliers like MSMEs, it will affect their quality. So companies like Apple are reluctant to invest in India because of this clause. So their government is attending to this issue. They might be relaxing it maybe for 5 years or no. The proposal is still under process. So government is also considering allowing 100% FDI through automatic route in single brand retail. So all these points are regarding single brand retail only. Okay. So as far as multi-brand retail is concerned, like Walmarts and all, the Congress-led UPA government in 2012 has allowed 51% retail FDI in multi-brand retail in some cities, subject to approval of state governments. However, when the new government, BJP government came in 2014, that is not taken up. But now slowly in 2017-18, now the topic is again being picked up. Okay. So you might see some development in this regard. So to promote Make in India scheme, government is considering allowing 100% FDI in multi-brand retail as long as the products are made in India. The name might not be put as FDI in multi-brand retail because the election manifesto in 2014 of BJP has opposed this. So it might come in some other form. So anyway, FDI in retail is one point you have to be quite aware of. So just go through last 2 to 3 months newspapers, editorials. If there is some talk of FDI retail, that's a very important topic. Another sector where FDI debate is going on is in media. At present, FDI up to 26% is permitted through government approval route. The government is right now contemplating increasing that cap to 49% under automatic route. So in this chapter, the questions to be prepared are: what is full form of FDI? Why is FDI important for an emerging economy like India? What are some advantages of FDI? What are the two ways in which Indian companies can receive foreign investment? That is direct, there is automatic approval and automatic route and government approval route. What is meant by automatic route? What is meant by government route? What are some sectors where foreign investment is prohibited? We discuss this. What are some sectors which are attracting high FDI inflows? Is FDI allowed in retail sector? Why there is so much furor over FDI and retail? Because that will be impacting the unorganized sector like kirana shops and all. Okay.